So we have been using the Experion for 5 years at least for check the quality library, get the size, and check the peaks. And now I'm going to introduce you guys a much better solution. It's called Agilent TapeStation. There are 2 reasons why we switch in, actually 3 reasons why we switch in TapeStation. First, it's much cheaper per library or per sample cost. Second, you don't waste any like chips. Everything is used efficiently, not like Experion. The chip will be wasted if you only run like 1 or 2 samples. The third, we don't have to maintain the equipment. The equipment is in a common equipment room. I'll show you later. Okay, let's see where this first thing I wanted to show you where things are. To do the TapeStation, you only need 3 things. First is reagents. It's usually as a ladder and a buffer. There are several types of reagents. This one today, just going to use the D5000 reagents. It detects the size range is 100 to 5000, and the D5000 screen tapes. They are both in this room, like which room number it is. Whatever room number is, the main lab room, the 4 degrees, and where usually you keep all the cubic stuff up. All right, so let's see. So then the third thing you need is your specimen. Okay, so here we have the. Yeah, you can show it here. We have the screen tape. You have a reagent. You have a specimen. To help, to load the specimen, you need this specific. It's like we all like PCR strips. I have PCR strips here. They have PCR strips and the PCR strip caps. They're both on my bench. Okay. So the PCR strips are okay. We get 1 PCR strip. For the experiment today, I'm going to run 4 specimens. And we get a lid. From here. So the formula is very simple. What you need to do is you add 1 microliter of your specimen into 10 microliter of the buffer. We vortex briefly and spin it down. This is a master mix. This is a ladder. You want to label your first one. Always want to label the first one like that. You want to have a direction of it. I want to say this is I can just mark it. I say A or whatever, just like it's a marker. You know where it starts. So the first one will be your ladder, okay? And then we have 4 samples. I say 1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay to write on top of the lids because they will be removed. All right, so let me do it. You add. I guess I'm going to cut this part because it's just
editing's easy.
So you have, because you need a ladder, and then you have 4 specimens, that you need a total of 5 tubes, like 5 slots on one strip.
And these strips can just fit on the PCR plate, correct?
Yes, that is correct. You can even fit on one of your tip blocks. All right, so we add 1 microliter of the ladder. Make sure you use the exact same. This is a D5000. Use a D5000 ladder. This one can also do RNA. I think it's doing RNA. It will be much easier than the Experion one. Okay. 4,000 ladder. I add to the first one is where you always add the ladder to the first one. The program will only let you do it. By default, it's the first one is a ladder. All right, so let me add 4 of my specimens. Just I'll put the order as 1 by 1. 1. Now we can move to the common equipment room. Just make sure you have a balance strip. You can always find it on my bench with you. You need it to vortex it first, then you just spin them down. You can find a vortexer and the benchtop spinner in the common equipment room. Okay, let's move up to the common equipment room upstairs. So this is what we need to take upstairs. You need of course you need a specimen, you need a balance strip. This is your screen tape. You need every box has like 7 of them. Just take 1 pack. I'll already open this one. I can show you what it looks like. Screen tape. You need these tips because you needed to. They ask you to add the tips after you use it, and you always want to have your sticky notes and a pen. There's no pen in our room, but you need a pen.
Also a biohazard bag.
That is correct. You need a biohazard bag to keep your trash.
Okay.
Now we're at the common equipment room and subfloor alignment. So we come in. This is a TapeStation 4150, and we have our vortexer and the spinner here. Okay. First thing, you want to put your strip with the specimen on the vortexer. Vortexer already set to 2000 for 1 minute. After 1 minute, you're going to spin it down. Another thing that they have this schedule. You probably want to come here earlier to schedule a time slot before you come to use that. Okay, so it stops. This one stops at 1 minute exactly. So that's perfect. And we take it out and move it to the benchtop spinner with our balance. And spin it down briefly. Oh, good. Sure, go ahead. Now we already opened the 4150 TapeStation. What I need to do is to put my balancing strip, put my sample here. You have 2 rows, 2 columns, well, 1 and 2. We only have 1, we just put 1 here. Make sure the letter is the first one at A. There's A, B. First one, A is here. Yeah, make sure the letter is here. Now tips, okay? That's why we bring the tips here. After you use the tips, you need to replace the tips that you used. Where do you put the screen tapes? This is where you put your screen tapes at. Screen tapes. And we put the screen tapes here. Make sure this side facing you. Okay? We put the screen tape here. Okay. And this is your trash bin. You need to empty your trash after you use it. Alright, so let's close it. Now let's go to the software. The software is a TapeStation controller. Right. Okay, so here we're going to select this letter, and we have 4 specimens. So we select 4 specimens. Just a layout. We have a B, C, D, E. 4 specimens. You notice that the screen taper, there's 2 of them are blackened out because we used these yesterday. So this is why we don't waste any unused like tapes or wells, because they just mark it as used after you use it, but you can still use the rest of them. Okay, so we need 5 tapes. That's all we need. We had 1 microliter ladder and 10 microliter sample buffer and all 4 specimens. That's all you need. That's everything. Then you click start. This is our empty tip and the screen tape waste. We already did. Remove the tube strip caps. Oh, that's what I forget. I forgot to remove the caps. That's very important. Alright, remove the caps. Got that right. Alright, let's proceed. Now it says the run process. We have 8 minutes left. So I have a user notification. It takes about 1 hour to run 24 specimens. So this is we have 4 specimens. It's roughly 10 minutes. This is 8 minutes. So this is how long it takes to run 4 specimens. All right. So now it's done. So how are we going to see our results? So this is the ladder. It's the first specimen, which looks terrible. Second one, the third one, and the last one. So one thing you always get from the experiment is to get the average size. How can we do it here? We can select this thing, but first we can put this graph, then right click on any graph. Oh, sorry, no, not this one. We click region, then we right click on here and add region. Okay, so add the line here, and you can move the line wherever you want. Okay, so I wanted to do the average size. Let's put a 1500. Then I will show you from 144 to this 1500. Average size is this size. Concentration and the region molarity, everything is here. That is how you do your estimation of the average size. Seems like there's still bigger fragments in my specimen, but that's fine. And yeah, so you can do it. You can estimate the average size for all your specimens. Some of them are not very good, some are good. Okay. So after you're done your experiment, make sure you clean the equipment before you leave. You want to take your strip. You want to hold it first. Cover it. Take it, the strip. You want to replace all the tips you used. You remove your screen tape. It's still usable, and you put it in the bag. Before I put it in the bag, I want to write down today is February 23rd, and I used 5 of them. So they have 16 total. I used 5 of them today. Let's put them back in the bag. And they said they asked me to mark you replace the tips. Then last step, clean the trash. That's why we need the trash bag. Not very